Everybody. We are starting with the Champions Cube draft. We'll primarily be following Sleight. He is the number one seed. This is actually his cube, as we mentioned earlier. So he should have a lot of insight and a lot of thought into what he's drafting here. So it should be a pretty good draft. Quartz, any thoughts on like what he's gonna be looking for and like cards he might think he's gonna take?
So the only thing I can say is Slight's going to be trying to pick the best cards because I know
Right.
he always tries to get the best deck, but that's really the only insight I have as to what he will actually be drafting.
Yeah, and just to explain how this works too, because some people might be unfamiliar, this is all actually done through a Google Sheets like line of code, which is crazy to me to think about. But basically, I can't remember who actually set it up, but I know Best Pal Al is another member of the Cube Discord, has done a lot of work on this as well. And I definitely am impressed by how smooth this will be, and hopefully you all will see how smooth this is too. Basically, they'll pack the card, and there's a stream runner in each one, basically going for basically passing the packs. And it looks like Connor's taking Kabutops as his first pick here, so that's probably an indicator of what he's thinking about.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going straight into Kabutos. Probably thinks that he wants to secure his line early rather than just draft open and draft support or something like that.
Yeah, so then I'm wondering what he's going to take out of this pack. There's a few consistency cards like Shauna and Roxy. The DCE, I don't know. Maybe I think DCE could also be a good pick. What do you think?
I'm not so sure because I don't think Kabutops has too many colorless. Colorless. I'm checking now, but oh wait, nope, I am wrong. There's actually 2 of the 4 Kabutopsis can use DCE, so not the most, but maybe he could also take the Stark Mountain or Shauna.
Oh, those are also good picks.
Stark
Yeah.
Stark Mountain is decent support for a Kabutops line, especially given how heavy a lot of their attack costs are. But he could also take the weakness card, but that's probably going to wheel, so
Yeah, it'd be
might
interesting to
be.
see. It looks like he has the eyes on that weakness card energy, like you said.
Yeah.
So I mean, weakness
Stark Mountain is more likely to wheel anyways.
It's true.
So.
It's so limited in what archetypes can actually utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Weakness Card Energy is a good pick. I mean, Weakness is a very impactful thing in the Pokemon TCG, so you can prevent that being a huge play. Oh, he actually switched to the Welder.
Going for the Welder.
Wow, what
That's
a
interesting pick.
last minute pick by Sleight, going for the Welder. That's an interesting pick. I wonder what his plan is.
Yeah. He could just be trying to take the best support for different archetypes in hopes that he settles in one later.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not a bad plan. Take the early Kabutops and see if you actually get it, but take the Welder because puts you into fire.
Yeah, I mean, Slight's a very experienced drafter. He definitely has a lot of experience, and especially with his own cube. So we're expecting, he's got a lot of, if he's making some plays that he's got some mid game plays coming up for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just because you take a stage 2 pick one doesn't mean you have to stay on that stage 2. So
yeah,
pick 2 Welder definitely puts you more into fire than pick 1 Kabutops does.
And it looks like now he's going for the counter catcher, which is some good healthy gust. Definitely going to allow him to be able to take advantage of some of the board states. Now, looking at this pack, got some interesting choices here. Going for Lucario level X.
Huh.
Which
it's definitely not a bad pick. There's Pokemon Trader in this pack too, which I personally probably would have taken just because he doesn't have much consistency yet other than the Welder. And the Trader probably definitely won't wheel.
I wonder if maybe Lucario level X is just a deal breaker in whatever deck he's trying to draft. So he's trying to just maybe get out of the pool right now.
Yeah. He might just be trying to shut people off fighting too, because he recognizes the strength of fighting. But again, this isn't a pod draft because there are 3 different pods, so it's not. Hate drafting isn't the most viable strategy here.
But it could also.
So
but there are 6. I mean, there are 7 people in his pool though. So if you can get at least 6 people off fighting, or off trying to get on fighting. But Stance too. Also, I mean, he might have a plan to use it too. I mean, Stance is a very powerful Poké Power.
Yep. He does have Kabutops, so just pure fighting might also work for him.
Yeah. So definitely interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Looks like they're waiting on one more person. These are like untimed picks, but generally everyone picks pretty, consistently. So it's not like if it comes up, it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really interested to see how the rest of this draft goes. This is some interesting picks.
Yeah, there's a lot of support in this pack too, and you have Trevor, Pokemon Trader, Caitlyn,
Yeah, definitely.
Warp Energy too, which is a nice card. I probably thought it would higher than most other people, but I tend to draft decks with higher retreat.
Yeah, so you definitely can always appreciate having some sort of option.
Yeah.
Something I just wanted to figure out which one. I wasn't even paying attention to the Kabutops he took, but he took the one from Team Up, the Fossil Memories that prevents trainer cards
Yep.
with the Rock Slide. So I was not anticipating that, but I mean, like, maybe he's got a plan. Maybe he's got some sort of, idea for Kabutops and how it could work in this cube.
Oh,
Oh, this is very
they got a
interesting, though.
Lucario.
Yeah, so okay, there we go. So maybe that's some sort of indicator of what he's thinking. Maybe he's thinking fighting is going to be a strong pick, which I mean, honestly, looking at, the potential upside of drafting Dark with the 4 Darkness energies could be a way to leverage that for sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really, I think I like where he's going with this because, um, I was talking to a few people before the queue, and a lot of people were really thinking about Dark as being a strong archetype, especially with the Weavile that helps accelerate energy. And this might be a way to counter that type of play by having
Yeah.
fighting as his main go-to and sort of countering, the best decks in the cube. That's really heads up if that's what he's going for.
Yeah. And that is, and if the weakness guard wheels, then he's set against the grass decks that are also pretty good.
That's absolutely true. He's going to put himself in such a strong position that way.
So, and if he gets the no resistance Lucario as well, he's set against the psychic decks that he needs to worry about.
Looks like he's going
Oh wait,
for Honchkrow.
Ghost Sleight loves Honchkrow.
So,
He played it in Team Cube last time.
and it's a really, I mean, I like that Honchkrow too. It can synergize with a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just sitting damage counters in play.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Ravenclaw attack. Does 10 more for each damage counter on all your opponent's Pokemon. So if you have a lot of damage counters in play, obviously you're gonna do a lot of damage.
Interesting that he's not taking the Skyla though, or the Engineer's Adjustments. Those are both great cards. He already has Counter Catcher, so Skyla would be great in his deck.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like if he's planning on just getting these crucial Pokemon maybe for the deck he's trying to build now, and then maybe getting. I guess I don't know. You usually want to try to find yourself a lot of support, but he's choosing to commit super hard early, so I mean that could be interesting. And we do see a
Yeah.
Kabutops, a Curse Stone. Um, Interested to see what he
A
goes.
Mantine, but I don't think his deck would want that, given what he has currently.
Yeah, I don't know if power circulation is going to be something he's interested in. I want to see. Let's see what he eyes up
Probably
here.
not. It's also a Darkrai, but he doesn't really need to worry about that if he's in fighting, because he has one shots that,
Yeah, and I don't. I
even the
don't.
level X.
I might be wrong, but I
But
believe
if he has Honchkrow,
Darkrai level X is not in the cube anymore, is it?
I
I think he
oh,
might
that's a
have
good
taken it
point.
out. So he might not be eyeing up Dark. I'm really
You're
curious
right.
what
He
he took
took
here.
the Darkrai level X is gone. It's just the one Darkrai.
He's the last one to pick here. He's probably thinking.
He's probably thinking if he wants that Cursed Stone or not.
Yeah, I mean that would be an interesting one, especially if he doesn't plan on utilizing a ton of Poke Powers, or if the damage counters is what is going for, is relevant once those in play. I don't know. What would you take out of this pack?
Oof, that's tough. Given the fact that I'm on Kabutops, all of whom have 2 retreat, I'd go for the switch.
Looks like he's eyeing up the Curse Stone, which I mean I respect it. I think Curse Stone, if depending on what deck he's trying to get into here, could be very strong for him.
Yeah, the only thing in Lucario Kabutops that it hits is the precognitive aura Lucario, depending on rulings. If it's Aerodad so that the precognitive aura doesn't exist, then it hits nothing.
I see.
But otherwise, it still hits precognitive aura, and that's it.
He's taking
All
the.
the Kabutops have bodies.
Looks like he's taking the Dark Patch. Okay. So he's either hate drafting the fighting and going dark, or
I mean, I could just see that as staying open.
or you know what? He also
Um,
might be considering doing both. Like
yeah,
some sort of Weavile Lucario.
that's possible. Or he could even be going into Mightyena
Because what's
if he sees any.
interesting is that
Mightyena is much more splashable
yeah.
than Honchkrow. Um, but just generic Dark too. Fighting Dark is actually a really good combination
Yeah, and like
because
let me pull up Darkness Energy on the screen because I think that's gonna be a crucial card that's gonna be in play here. Um Basically, it's attacks a Pokemon. It does 10 extra damage, but it doesn't have to be dark. It can be any Pokemon.
Yeah.
Uh, basically, you can utilize that with something like Weavile to get cheat extra damage out.
Oh wow. Shauna and Roxy wheeled.
They wield. Oh man, I can't remember. He wasn't even in that pack.
That is surprising. People are really trying to take their lines early.
Yeah, I think people are prioritizing getting, what the consistency that they need, or not consistency, the Pokemon they need first.
This is unusual. Usually I see people take the support first.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking like maybe a 7-person draft that it's gonna be hard to find Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, this cube in particular is unique because there are less lines for stage twos. So people are probably thinking that they need to solidify what line they are in the first two packs.
Yeah, that's very true. So okay,
Because
he's
most cubes they have one line for 8 types in both stage one and stage two.
yeah,
But
and his is a bit different.
yeah, we only have 6 stage 1 lines
He's
and
looking
stage 2
at
lines. Stage two, 6 stage 2 lines, uh, and then 8 stage. No, not 8 stage 2 lines. 9 stage 2 lines. Oh, 10, sorry.
so very
No, a bit
interesting.
more than that. A bit more than that. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
hard
I
to
mean like it
count.
all kind of fluctuates depending on the cube. I mean
I'm
everyone's
trying
has
to count for
different.
this one specifically, but it keeps changing.
Again, if you want to see the cube list, just type exclamation point list in the chat, and you'll be able to find what we're looking at too, in terms of what Pokemon and what items, all the stuff that's in the cube. So he's taking the hex wheel too.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think any of the other cards are really going into what he's doing right now. And Hex Maniac's probably the card that's most likely to go into his deck right now.
yeah. I mean hex is a solid card. I guess he's not thinking fire. I'm really curious what the Welder pick was about, but I mean Welder's a good card, so I mean it's not definitely
Yeah.
uh you know definitely a solid pick for sure. Now we're kind of getting down to the end of the pack. Looks like you got a Milo. That's pretty solid. Another supporter for him,
Milo's always a fun card.
right? Looks like Seadra's still
It's
left
no
in the
Dan,
pack.
but it's fun.
Looking at what's in the pack, Seadra's still left in the pack, and Litwick's still left in the pack. So I wonder if people are heavily looking into those types.
Could be, but
Maybe if he's thinking fighting, the Welder could also turn people off of Plain Chandelier, which does have two psychic types in the line.
yeah,
So
it's probably most intended for Magmortar.
yeah, that's also a good point. So now he's taking the Dome Fossil, which is really strong. Oh, I'd evolve into Kabutops is always good. And looks like we're seeing two Ghastly's wheel too. So not a lot of interest in the Gengar line, it seems.
Yeah, or it could be just to the person to Slight's whoever Slight's passing to who saw 2 Ghastlies in the pack and decided, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be able to take one. I'm fine.
Right. You're like,
Which
hey.
should be the scariest part.
Oh, and a Kabuto. Wow. So that's very good. Basically got
Getting a
the
1/1 in your first pack is always a wonderful sign that you have an open line.
yeah. So he's definitely like looking really really solid so far. Besides, maybe he needs to see a little bit more support, but maybe he's figuring it'll come. Just gotta
Yeah.
believe.
Support always comes if you're able to take it.
Right.
There's I've had drafts where I had not nearly enough support by the last 2 packs, but it came.
So that's gonna be the first round of packs here. So there are what I say 6 packs to go for. So we should have 5 more left. 76 picks remaining, I guess technically. So now we're
6 packs of 15 is what
yeah.
we're drafting today.
Now we're on the second set here. I think if he takes the Weavile, he's definitely going dark. I think he might be going dark fighting. He is taking the Weavile.
Oh wow.
So
Yep,
that
dark
that
fighting it is. Just passing up the Celios and going straight for the Weavile.
Weavile is super strong though in this cube because of that shadow charge. Search your deck for 2 darkest energies and attach them to Pokemon any way you like. So darkness energy does count in that respect. As a it does count. So you can just cheat out the extra 20 damage, and it's dual type, so it's water and fire, and you can make it dark. So a lot of
Yeah,
advantages.
that is true because the Dark Engage does allow for your Pokemon to become dark and get the boost no matter what.
Yeah, so what he can do is if you read the darkness energy on the screen, you don't actually get the effect if you're not a darkness Pokemon. But having Weavile with the dark engage in play, he can just turn like Lucario level X into a dark type and get 20 extra damage with the darkness energy while accelerating Shadow Charge. It seems insanely strong to go for.
So does oh wait, I'm trying to read it now. Does Weavile make it dark in addition to or only dark? It's only dark, right?
Yeah, so they are dark type. Yeah, so only dark. So you change it from a fighting to a dark type.
So unfortunately, Weavile cannot stack with strong energy then.
No, but honestly, like just consistently 20 extra damage is basically strong energy from the extra darkness energies,
Yeah,
and you're guaranteed 4 darkness energy to start. So um
it's a trade-off.
right for sure. But that might be. I think that's the plan he's going for here, judging by what he took so far. And he's taking that over the Celios.
And it's definitely helpful in against say the Gengar matchup
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Lucario can't so one shot a Gengar.
Which even
But
also balances the weakness part of it. So like any psychic type,
exactly.
that seems like it's gonna be. Connor's got something really spicy cooking here with the Lucario Weavile.
Yeah, that's really good.
So now, I mean, he's still gonna need Sneasels. He's still gonna need support. So he's probably really happy to see that Weavile though come through in the pack one. That's a really strong grab.
Earlier I said I was excited for Lucario Strong Energy, but Lucario Weavile, that's a much
Oh,
more interesting deck.
so there are a few Darkness Surges in the draft. That means he's going to at least have access to 5 when he takes this. That's
Yep. Yep.
really good. Wow, Connor's deck is popping off so far in terms of like strategy.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, I'm you can ask for a better day so far.
Yeah, this is he found what was open and he just took it.
Yep. So this is this is going really well. Um,
Somebody gave the man Lucarios and he's just taking them. Now he needs to find Riolus.
yeah, and I mean like if no one's like you don't see Lucario level X coming through, you probably don't have a lot of incentive to take Riolus unless you're just really concerned with that line. But judging how most people draft, the line should remain pretty open as long as other people aren't committing early. And he already has one Lucario and one Lucario level X, so makes the line that much harder to draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Darkness Energy is going to be a very big component, I think, of this draft. Having a lot of extra damage in play is going to be strong.
Hopefully people aren't taking Sneasels because there's only 3 in the cube, and if people take Sneasels while they're drafting, Honchkrows could mean trouble for them.
I think that was definitely the good thing about getting the Weavile in the pack one, is because then people aren't going to be seeing as Weavile as sued, so there's less incentive for them to take them. But that always is a concern, though, that you might not even see the basic you're looking for, just because there's so few, and if other people are on Weavile as well, you might get into a little bit of a war there. But that's kind of the fun part about Cube. It's a lot you never know.
And this is a point where he's starting to actually have to make decisions because we notice now that he's on the Lucario Weavile plan, he's not taking the Kabutops anymore.
Right. So
He's taking his determination instead.
maybe he figured that Kudops, with the fighting, being a fighting type that's could leverage him some good weaknesses against the Weavile decks if he didn't get into them. Also,
Yeah.
maybe he had another game plan in mind just in case it didn't pan out. But maybe what also does, if this was the initial plan, also makes people less interested in fighting, right? Because less fighting types available.
Yeah.
Double Rainbow seems to be his pick here. It's a solid pick, especially if you're playing an evolved Pokemon.
Yeah. And how much does the -10 actually matter in a deck like this? Probably not too much.
And especially counterbalanced by Darkness Energy anyway, so you can definitely fix some of that too with Weavile's ability combined with the special energy. Here's to see. So we have there's a Heatran coming through this pack, and there's a Toxicroak G. I want to see what happens to those cards, and then when it comes back. Moving on to the next pack here. Hmm.
I think this might be a pack where you actually just take some support.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Curious to see
Pokemon Center Lady or Elms is what I think he's taking.
Center Lady looks like it would be a solid pick, but also, I mean, if you need this support, it looks like he's going for the Center Lady. I agree with this pick. I think Center Lady is a powerful card in this cube. It definitely being able to heal 60 is going to be very strong when you're not winning one shot every turn.
Especially, and in this cube especially, the removing of special conditions is extremely important
Oh,
because
that's
of
the other
the
thing. Yeah.
huge runaround of cards like Victory Bell, Ariados, Skuntank G, and things like that.
Well, it's funny too because those things actually get through stance, so you can actually kind of helping him with being able to keep damage counters off Lucario that way.
Yeah,
But yeah, Pokemon Center
there's so,
Lady, great card.
there's so many Pokemon, there's so many Poke Powers that get through and hit the special conditions here. Skuntank G, the Haunter I mentioned earlier, and things like that.
Yeah.
It's
So,
so dangerous with Stance Lucario.
oh my gosh, is that another Weavile? Oh, he snap picked the Weavile. So, I mean, that just tells you nobody's on this line.
Yeah,
That's a if you're Connor right now, you're feeling insanely good about your draft.
yeah.
Wow. So, that's just. I mean, he shouldn't. I mean, you're just hoping, right? He gets his Sneasels, but like that's really good for him to see that come through.
Yeah. And the Sneasels can be strong too. I mean, there's the Heart Gold Soul Silver Sneasel in here that's beat up 20 times. Flip a coin for each bench you have. I think that's still in here. Yeah, there's one of those, the Undaunted Sneasel. That's just a reprint of the infamous Neo Sneasel. And if he gets that, it could even be a basic attacker if he wants.
Yeah, that beat up attack could be really strong, especially again. Keep saying it, but that extra damage counters does make a huge difference. All right, looks like he's finding Chatot here. It's a good support Pokemon for him.
Shout great.
Chatot has that Mimic attack for free, and a free attack on a set of Pokemon is always great. It basically lets them shuffle his hand, draw up to as many cards as the opponent has. Basically, a copycat as an attack.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Chatter can be really good too, at preventing retreat. You can definitely
Yeah.
sometimes sneak out a nice win that way. So Chatot's a good Pokemon, free retreat, solid pick, especially going into this pack.
Free retreat, free attack is definitely what you want on a setup Pokemon.
Yeah, he
Can't
doesn't
go.
have any yet too, so this is gonna be a good grab for him.
He doesn't have much in the way of setup in general yet, so
Yeah.
definitely want something like that.
Yeah, I mean he has all of the Pokemon he's looking for so far. He's gonna need a little bit more
Oh, it's in the
support.
dark patch.
Another dark patch. Ooh, oh, but he's going for the baby search. Which I guess,
So I think
yeah.
it might wheel. It honestly might wheel given the amount of support in here.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean you're definitely right. It could definitely wheel, which is great for him. And the baby search is honestly a good grab because he's gonna start needing to grab some supporters and items to help him search and draw through his deck, which he's kind of lacking in right now. But granted, he's still got quite a ways to go before he's at the end of the draft. But he's doing doing really strong so far. The double Weavile again, it's just hopefully he gets some Sneasels, but that's just that's couldn't ask for a better day.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole on Farmer Red's challenges are definitely going. Ariados is probably going. Mareep's probably going to an Averose player. Um, Psyduck is likely to go. That's 5. Um, which just leaves the Blend and Kadabra.
Yeah.
One of those needs to be taken
Ooh.
over Dark Patch.
Oh, he's taking the reverse value over the Celios. That's interesting. Guess he's thinking the extra damage is going to be really impactful.
Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm curious to see what's still left in this pack. So it looks like, Electro's still in this pack, and then Victini. So some of the fire support's still left around ungrabbed.
Yeah.
Celebration Wind's still around. Hmm. Flare Grunt's still in the pack. Wonder if people are thinking about control in this cube or not.
Yeah, I think people are a bit hesitant to draft control and cube in
Mm-hmm.
such high stakes environments because it's really hard to get a good control deck.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of things to go right.
Yeah. I think Reverse Valley actually might have been the right pick there, just because his deck is so built around getting that extra damage out.
Yeah, and you're turning your Pokemon into Dark type anyway, so actually Reverse Valley sounds really good. Getting like, I mean, extra damage there, extra damage Darkness Energy, like
And he
that's
has
a
5
lot.
Darkness.
And he's gonna be taking the Murkrow here, so it makes sense. Solid pick.
I think he might take Opal.
Yeah, Opal might be an interesting grab. Some extra search, or the Karate Belt could also be good with Lucario.
Oh yeah, belt.
Being able to basically take off one of the fighting requirements with he's behind.
Yeah.
So it looks like he is going for the Karate Belt here. Yeah, still Kabutops left, so I don't know. I don't think he's still thinking
Big
Kabutops,
damage.
but looks like he's eyeing up Mighty Puchiana.
I think Puchiana is the right choice here.
Yeah, I think too. It also is like it. I mean, it's a good line if you ever want. It's a good Dark type Pokemon. Your deck's clearly built to function with Dark type Pokemon, so any of the Dark type lines are still technically open. He might not necessarily, if he doesn't end up finding more Lucarios, it's definitely going to be good for him to have that. And it's also going for the Dangerous Drill. We got more Dark Energy, so pretty normal.
That Kabutops wasn't that great anyways. It was just a damage dealing Kabutops.
Yeah, and I think just like I think at this point your deck's you have so much Dark support that like any Dark lines can be good for you.
Yeah. And that Kabutops is probably one of the weaker ones in the cube anyways. For one fighting you can do 20 or 50 or 70 if you discard a fossil from your hand, or 60 for 3 and 10 to 2 your opponent's bench. Not exactly what he wants to be doing in his deck.
Yeah, so it looks like I definitely like the idea of keeping all your Dark options open, just because all the stuff he's drafted.
Yeah. No, he's definitely dark plus Lucario now.
Yeah, it looks like the multi energy wheel too. I mean, that's making a nice pickup.
Yeah. It's I'm actually not sure how good that is in his deck though.
You think maybe energy removal would have been better, or the Voltorb?
Like I think it's good for him to pick, but I'm not sure if he's actually gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
Because he's already running 5, maybe 6 special energy in his deck.
Oh right, because the multi energy um it doesn't work with the Pokemon that has special energy. Well, it provides only colors, so yeah. I mean, it's just kind of I guess it's just a grab, but you probably won't end up in his deck. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely better than energy removal 2 in his deck because, I mean, coin flips are always a feel bad when they do nothing.
The
Oh, the
Dark
dark patch on
Patch wheel.
heels.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I guess if you're not on Dark, I mean, why would you take it?
To make sure the dark player doesn't get it.
Yeah, but maybe people are really fighting for their consistency here.
Yeah. And I was analyzing it before and I was saying either the blend or the cadaver would have to not be taken, have to be taken for the wheel. And looks like nobody's on Alakazam in this pod.
It does not look like yeah. So wow, Dark Patch was a really good grab, especially in the last few cards of that pack. So couldn't have asked for a better second round of packs here. That's incredible.
And people value the ability to play their multiple types with blend, especially because blend is such good support for the SP deck, where that metal consistency is really important for your Dialgas.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
Good
for
point.
Regigigas.
Yeah.
That blend is in Regigigas colors.
Right, so quite a few different cards in this pack.
Hmm. With the Uxie level X. That's
Select,
fine, but it's Uxie.
if
Uh,
Mellow,
that was always great consistency.
right, which he's gonna need to try some of that eventually.
Yeah.
I think he's going for the reset stamp. So I mean, I'm sure folks at home are familiar with this card. So some hand control, basically being able to send your opponent's hand back to lower amount the late game.
Is he going for the brownies?
Oh man, it looks like he's evaluating the brinies instead. I mean, that'll allow him to if he is into Lucario, it would allow him to reuse stance.
That's actually a pretty good pick in Lucario.
Yeah, so Um, I'm curious to see. We haven't seen any other Lucario pieces yet. We've seen a few Riolos come through, and really interested to see what other people are taking.
Has he actually taken any of the Riolas though?
He has not taken any of the Riolos. He has just Lucario level X and Lucario at the moment, and
Oh my!
he doesn't have any Sneasels yet either. But I mean, there's still a long ways to go. So, but you know, you have to wonder: is he gonna get to a point where like the Sneasels are coming in, but he also doesn't have any consistency, so he might have to leverage the two? I mean, I have some tough decisions to make.
How many Riolas have you seen come through? Because I haven't noticed them.
I've seen one. I've seen one Riolo come through at least. But you know, there's like five others in the pack. And again, if people aren't thinking about Lucario, maybe it's not going to be a big deal. But it looks like the Brinies is the pick for him here. I mean, if he gets the consistency and the evolving basics he needs, he's going to be really set. And there's a Sneasel and a Dark
There's
Claw.
the other UC level X.
And a Dark Claw. And a Lucario level X. Oh my gosh, three of the most important cards right now are in this pack. That is crazy.
Yeah.
What do you pick?
That's tough.
Man, like that's a tough decision because Dark Claw is gonna be great for damage. I think that's probably my. If I had to pick three, that'd be my lowest three. Lucario, level X, and Sneasel are probably your. I don't know. I guess
I think I take the Claw here.
You take the Claw.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be taking the Sneasel. Both
Connor out here commenting. Ugh. So personally, I would take the Lucario. Oh man, I'm like torn between Lucario and Sneasel because what's happening here is like if you have both Weaviles, unless someone else is on that deck, which I would doubt because the Weavile came back to you, I don't think people are going to take the Sneasel. The Lucario level
Nobody
X,
takes the Sneasel. You don't take the Sneasel.
but I think the Lucario level X is really if that's what you're drafting, I think that's what you go for here because if you take them both now, you have an even better chance of getting into all the Lucarios you need.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to go for here.
Fair.
Definitely a hard decision though.
You definitely let the Sneasel wheel, but
yeah. Dark Claw though, you're not going to get both. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was tough. If only two of those cards had been in that pack, he might have felt better about it. But man,
oh, Sapphic Jirachi. Interesting. I actually might have taken challenge here.
I think he's valuing the just like the search supporter effect.
Yeah, they just have supporters.
Yeah, you do need supporters to combo with Jirachi, but I guess you're assuming you're gonna find them.
Yeah.
He also challenge might. Looking at this pack, challenge might not. Well, who knows? there's a world maybe challenge wields, but I'd say unlikely.
It's Bill, but better.
Right. But I mean, Jirachi EX is a good pick, nonetheless.
No, it's a great pick.
Yeah.
Surprised both of them are still in the pack. It's pick 3.
Man, I still can't get over that pack before. That was nuts. have the three linchpin cards in your deck. It'd be the one pack all right next to each other. Wow. But I mean, he did. You know what? The good beats and the bad beats all kind of level out eventually. He's still doing really well.
You know, his deck's gonna be amazing. So long as he actually gets the other Lucarios and Riolos.
But I mean, having both Lucario level X already, I mean that puts you in such a great spot because it's less incentive for other people to draft those.
And Lucario's a good deck without.
Oh, he's got a Sneasel and a Riolu, so he's going for the muscle dumbbells. He's actually letting both go.
Not sure if that was the right decision, but okay. Oh wait, it's dumbbells. Never mind.
Yeah, dumbbells is definitely going to be a great card, and honestly, I would be surprised if both of these cards, both the Sneasel and the Riolu, got picked, just because he has both Lucario level X and both Weavile. So,
yeah,
that'd be really weird for someone to take that. And with all the other cards left in this pack that are still decent, it's very reasonable to expect that maybe one of those cards will be left around for him, and he only needs one of the other ones. And if the Sneasel wheels, like he can just take the Riolu.
Yeah. Thing is, though, he can't afford to let a single Sneasel wheel.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've seen there's three Sneasels in the cube, right?
Yeah.
We've seen two of them. So if neither come back, he's only gonna have access to one Sneasel.
Yep.
Theoretically. So
that's correct. And the second Riolu that we've seen. If he misses 2, he can't have a full line.
That's true. So he's definitely leveraging some stuff here. I guess he's assuming that no one's going to be on either line, which, I mean, we'll see if it pays out for him. He's definitely going to have a way better deck if he keeps the dumbbells.
Granted, he has level X's.
He's got both Lucario level X's. So I mean, I don't know why someone, and he's got one of the Lucarios. So there's only 3 Lucarios left, right?
Yeah.
So it's really unlikely someone gets onto this line right now, just because they don't have any of the crucial pieces.
Yeah. And I think it's fine if he ends up running like a 3-3-2 Lucario line,
Yeah,
especially with.
and if he finds recovery too, I think he'll be okay.
He's already passed up a bit of recovery in his first pack.
Yeah, I remember him passing up the retriever.
And Buddy Buddy Rescue, but that's not nearly as good.
Let's see. I mean, wow, he's seen a lot of pieces
And
come
Wolf
through.
Farmer. But a third Dark Patch.
Third dark patch. He's going for the Ingo and Emmett. I guess you could kind of let some of the dark stuff go. People aren't if they aren't interested in the line, but I don't know. You do need the supporters though. He definitely does need to grab some draw support.
I agree. He definitely needs to start picking up some actual support.
Man, I am. I'm literally on the edge of my seat trying to see how this draft's gonna go out. If those cards are gonna come back, what an interesting line of play here.
This is definitely an intense draft for sure.
But yeah, it looks like all the. I mean, no one's really on Kabutops because all the Kabutops are coming through. So, I guess we'll probably be seeing a lot more of those come through. I guess there's a Horsey in this pack, but that doesn't necessarily mean much. The Dark Patch is gonna be what's interesting. It wheeled last time.
It's definitely going to wheel this time if it wheeled last time.
Yeah, I mean, like that came in like what the last 3 cards of the pack, like that.
Each pick.
So I mean, good indication that you don't necessarily have to take it now. And getting the Ingo and Emmett's gonna be a lot better for him.
Yeah. And hey, if it doesn't wheel, he can probably pick an Epsil Prime.
Right, yeah. So he'll definitely get something useful, I would imagine.
Somebody's probably taking that underground expedition.
I would imagine. All right, he's got the. Oh, he's going. Okay, yeah, he's going for the Dene.
That's
Entertainment.
a good pick.
That's a good setup on.
Entrainment's great. Not to mention, if he's playing a deck that uses a lot of energy, he can actually use it as an attacker.
Yeah, it's very efficient. Both colors and, yeah, I mean you're right. Yeah, if the deck's filling up a ward with a lot of energy, he can just go smack with the energy short.
Yep.
Could be good against something like maybe like Magmortar that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. It's such a shame all the lines that are weak to lightning use very little energy.
Yeah. So maybe not going to get a huge advantage there, but I mean, with Weavile, today could always be a dark type.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and look, Gengar happens to use a lot of energy.
So boom, there you go. That's another way to leverage that matchup. But good setup mod nonetheless.
By the time Curse Gengar has his 3 energy attached to it, Dedenne can one-shot it.
Such a mighty rat we have.
Yep. And with the special dark, Dedenne can one-shot.
Oh, that's the third Sneasel. Right?
That's the third Sneasel, yep.
Is that the third Sneasel and the second Dark Claw?
Yep. Oh, wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not taking it. He's not taking the Sneasel. I guess, like, you just have to assume. But, like, what's kind of nice is if they don't come back, you have enough time to switch and do something else.
All 3 packs have Sneasel in it.
Yeah, so, which sucks. But, like, at least he'll know if he can get into that line safely. He'll have
I
it.
actually think this is great for him.
What's up?
I actually think that all 3 Sneasels being in different packs in the same rotation is great for him.
Yeah, I mean, like, if people, like, later on throughout the draft, people start switching up their strategies based on what they've seen, and this will be completely unavailable to everybody at this point, so, yeah, it looks like, but, I mean, Dark Claw is definitely,
good. Stamp wheeled.
Yeah, reset stamp real. I think his strategy right now is just, he's hoping and praying that the Sneasels come back to him, because I mean, like, honestly, if no one's taking the Weaviles before, they're not taking them now, and why would you take the Sneasel?
Mallow wheeled.
Mallow wheel too, but he went for the reset stamp. Did I get that right? Yeah.
Fair.
Wow, Dark Claw and Sneasel wheel. You definitely have to take the Sneasel
Claw
here, right? You take the Dark Claw?
There are 2 other Sneasels.
Yeah, and I guess you're just committing.
Although that Sneasel would be last pick, but he's going for the Dark Claw.
But I mean, like, yeah, I
He
mean,
has
with
the information now. He can take the Dark Claw.
I don't know.
Um,
I would probably take the Sneasel here just in case. Because
uh,
if you don't get any Sneasel,
all
you're
three,
just
having seen all three Sneasels, he can semi comfortably take the Dark Claw.
I guess the question is how much do you want to risk it?
Yeah, because there could be the possibility of somebody hate drafting the third Sneasel.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I definitely agree with you. It theoretically, looking at what's happened so far, you should be able to get into Sneasel pretty comfortably. But that's always the risk you're gonna have to take. So let's see
He's
how that
going for
turns out.
the 2 line. Takes the revive. Smart move.
So now it's kind
He's
of
going
up to
for
chance that people
Arrow.
just don't randomly take the Sneasel out of the pack.
Yeah. It would be, I believe, second to last pick again, if not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Uh,
Well, Sneasel would be, would it be the last pick? Maybe second to last. Either way, it's gonna be down to the wire.
I think it's second to last pick, 14th.
Man, I am
So
really interested to see how this plays. This has been a really interesting round of packs.
yeah, he's pitching his bets on the fact that nobody
Oh
takes
man,
or just takes it because they have nothing better to take.
Connor must be just having a day. I mean, think about getting the Weavile so early, and then all of the Sneasels are in this round of packs. Like, what a change in pace here.
It's a huge gamble, but it
Oh, he got the
makes it
Sneasel. Got
more
one.
interesting. Season number 1.
And the
Taken right.
Riolu is coming through. So that is likely that people aren't going to be taking that light if they came through this far.
Yeah, that's good news for him that the real is still there.
All right, he's got one
Good,
Sneasel.
but the Sneasel.
At least he got one of the good ones.
Yeah. And the other one's Fan Attack, which is decent.
Yeah. I think that's like the best. And the Dark Patch came back too. Wow, if the other Sneasel comes through, I am gonna be out of my seat. This is gonna
I
be.
expect a video clip.
Oh my gosh, he's just getting such good odds here. I mean, like really good to go into this line how he did, because other people aren't interested in the line now that like all the good cards are taken out of it. They aren't seeing them. Probably already have their idea of what they want to be taking.
Yeah. 2 more picks.
Oh man, I'm so curious to see what he gets back. If he gets one more Sneasel, I think he's in a really good spot.
Nobody's taken the Lugia EX yet. I just want to address that.
Yeah, with the Elemental Blast. No
That's
LBS
a
action happening here.
Nobody's solidified that they want that Lugia.
Maybe they just know how to wheel. All right,
Take.
taking the Dome
Oh.
Fossil. Well, that's probably the card you wanted to see, right? Same for these Sneasels, but you know what? I'll take a Dome Fossil. I think that'll.
Nobody's taken the heavy ball yet. Wow.
Yeah, I wonder what cards work with it. All right. He got the Sneasel. He got the Sneasel. Wow. So Sleight basically got the perfect deck going on so far with his Weavile engine. Wow. That's incredible. That's expertly drafted. That is so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What a crazy round of packs.
And Fossil was in there too.
Oh man. I mean, like that's such a good example of what you could do in those situations when like you're trying to make all the pieces come together. And I think he's just having to reselect. I don't think he's going for Dome Fossil here, but wow.
Yeah.
He played his odds, played his outs, and I think he, best outcome for sure.
Yeah.
What he's given. Man. One more card left.
He really had to take a bit of a gamble there, though, because there was no guarantee that it would actually come back.
It definitely was risky, and like I was even like, I don't know if I'd take that Dark Claw, but he felt confident. I bet, and I think too, if everything else was coming back to you, the odds that they take Sneasel is low, and at this point, you're still early enough in the draft that if you wanted to maybe change gears a little bit, you could. So
yeah,
and I think Ditto Prism Star's still within the queue technically, so like we probably have some odds of getting at least maybe a basic, but that was definitely a high risk, high reward play. You gotta
Yeah,
respect it. That was amazing.
it was huge risk.
So if you're Connor now, you're just focusing on what getting filling out the Lucario line with evolving cards and then getting some support.
Yeah, maybe picking up a couple Medienas and Pushes, but
Right.
he's open for both of those lines right now. If you could get a driving Howl Mediena, he would be in a great position.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing too. He's definitely left himself open with a lot with the lines he's taken so far, which is really good because you don't know if you're gonna get all the Lucarios. But speaking of
Yeah.
Lucario, the Cynthia's in the pack too. Oh, that's a tough call. I think Cynthia would be what I would pick,
Cynthia would be great.
especially when you're like he's lacking a lot of draw support right now. So that would be a good addition to his deck. Especially
He
Lucario
dropped.
could wheel with everything else in this pack.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, I mean, you still got Star Raptor, level X, Garchomp C level X. There's a lot of other good cards. There's other good cards in this pack that I think people might be more interested in, especially than
I don't
Lucario.
remember if we mentioned this earlier, but when you draft a SP level X, you get one of it, two, I think, of its understage.
That's true. That's one of the special rules that you get SP level X. You get 2 of the evolving.
Very sick.
But yeah, I think Cynthia was a good grab. Definitely a good draw supporter for him. It's gonna if that's really what he's missing right now, besides some of the evolving cards, and I think he'll get those. So yeah, if you're Connor right now, I think you're just drafting consistency.
I feel bad for the SP player.
Yeah, yeah. You feel a little bit bad. All of it's in like one thing.
Garchomp C, SP Radar, Staraptor. All the good colorless cards in one pack.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like
No, SP Radar and Garchomp C aren't going to both wheel.
no, unfortunately not. But if they did though, you'd feel like a huge genius. Man,
I mean, if whoever Sleight is passing to takes the Garchomp C, SP Radar could very well wheel. But other
yeah,
than that, it ain't wheeling.
man, that was an incredible line of pack. I still can't get over that. That was nuts.
That is the advantage of taking your lines early.
Yeah, he definitely put himself in a better spot by having like both Weaviles already and the Lucarios. But man, just the odds of him seeing those cards in that order is just super unlikely. But it ended up panning out like a really spectacular way for him. So, I mean, hats off to him. That was glad we're streaming glad we're streaming this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very often, people will say that you should take support and things like that early, but that's only so you can make sure that you have it.
You know what? It's all about context. That's the thing with
Exactly.
Cube. You're working with imperfect information, and you have to take risks. Otherwise, you're not going to end up leveraging those advantages. Like and granted, this was a pretty risky line of play. He definitely could have gotten a situation where none of the Sneasels came, but I think he was willing to accept those risks. And I would imagine he probably had some sort of game plan if Sneasels didn't come back. So
Exactly. But when we look at situations like this, we'll see that since he took the Pokemon early, he was able to cut off anybody else from seeing that he was playing these lines. And so they had no way of actually knowing that these lines were actually being done.
And I think that's what makes Cube such an interesting format, especially the draft portion. It's like it's not like a regular drafting like a box of Vivid Voltage and I hope I find a Pokemon to evolve. Like there's so much when you have a controlled space. There's so much room for strategy and a lot of room for even improvement. Like I'm sure after Connor's been drafting for a while for Sleight, and I'm sure he's learned over time. Like okay, I've been in these situations before. Let me just go off my intuition and try to make the best pick. And I think that ultimately led him to the line of play he went through, and it worked out for him really well.
Yeah. Especially with lines like Weavile, which are only a 3-2 line. He drafted
Yeah,
he drafted one of them extremely early and the other one only wheeled once.
yeah, it was his first pack
So,
pick, I think, in the second round, and the other one just came to him, I think, in the same pack cycle.
so everyone else is probably wondering where's the second Weavile.
Oh, he's got some good
But
cards. He's got some good options in this pack too. Looks like he's going for the Misty's Wrath. I know Connor likes drafting this card a lot.
yeah, Missy's Wrath is probably one of the best trainers in Cube.
Yeah, and a great card to wheel into in the other
Yeah.
packs.
Oh yeah.
So for those who don't know, you just look at the top 7 cards, choose 2, and discard the rest. But it's an item card, so it's it's really powerful card just to drop down.
Yeah. And he can get cards like Lucky Helmet or Earring Bell even. Or if it somehow wields Overconfident Sableye.
And if
Oh, I
overconfident
doubt that will wheel.
Sableye wheels, he's having a great day. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's definitely some decent cards in this pack that can be left around when it comes back to them.
Yeah. Honchkrow too.
Oh yeah, there's the Vengeance Honskar. That will probably wheel. So I haven't seen that many people prioritizing Murkrows or the rest of the
Or
line.
Special Charge would be amazing in his deck.
Wow, if he got special charge, that would be an insane grab.
Yeah. I mean, he already has that 5 Special Dark, as we keep saying.
Yeah.
So getting those back in his deck to reattach them.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be if he gets that, it'd be really strong. But even just like having more consistency, I think is what he's looking at right now. But yeah, definitely keep your eye out for that card if it comes back.
Yeah. Special Charge is one of those cards that just works amazing in certain decks.
Yeah, and it definitely especially when your strategy is accelerating special darkness energy. Like obviously, being able to shuffle those back is just way better than anything else you could do for recovery in that respect.
Definitely. Except, of course, getting into hand, but there really isn't any way to do that.
Yeah, unless you played like a Energy Lotto or Guzma Hollow, which I don't know if both those are in here.
Yeah.
Guzma Hollow might be. All right,
Yeah.
he's got Fresh Rock setup. Skunk Tank Cheese in here. Weakness Policy is in here too. That's a good card.
Oak setup, I think, is what you need.
Yeah, I mean that kind of again consistency. That's where he's looking at right now. He's got most of the stuff he needs. He'll probably get the Riolus and the Ricaros as they come, but he needs ways to get those out now.
And weakness policy isn't as important given the fact that he's on the dark line now.
Yeah, Professor Oak setup actually works pretty well in this strategy because he has different types of Pokemon he's willing to prioritize. So Weavile, and assuming he's going for a dark fighting strat, but still a good card to pick up.
Yeah, no, you can get, say, a Dedenne, Riolu, and a Sneasel or something like that.
Yeah, and then basically set up his board from there. So, no, definitely a solid grab.
I thought Oak setup was the one that did 60 HP or less.
Nope, that's Elms. That's Elms. Professor
Elms. Oh
yeah. This one's the one from Cosmic Eclipse that does 3 bases of different types. Just a
I always get a lot of cards mixed up.
Bootleg Lynette search.
Yep.
Another Celios Network. Rescue Scarf. Gladian. Gladian might be interesting. I wonder what he's going for here. Sophocles in the pack too. Look like he's going for the Celios. That's a solid pick.
I don't think he needs Gladian because his deck doesn't really rely on singleton cards.
Yeah, I think at this point, maybe if he only had like one Sneasel. But no, he's gonna be fine. Plus, I mean, if he gets Azelf later too, like it's not even an issue.
I think Stage 2 decks need Gladian a lot more than his does.
That's true because it's a lot more like huge pieces you're trying to you need to find.
Or decks that have level X's that are only singles. Whereas he has 2 Lucario level X, so he's fine.
Yeah, and the Celios is a great pickup because I mean that's more search, so can't go wrong.
Stage 2 decks level X only have singulars. SB level X's are typically only singletons, so things like Garchomp C level X, I think there's only one of. Could be wrong.
So maybe SP decks will want the advantage of getting out of their prizes.
Yeah, Luxray level X is a one of. So grab that. Would be good.
That'd be a good card to get out of the prizes.
Exactly.
Alright, we see another weakness policy. Some more dark Pokemon. Of course, there's
Absolutely.
Looker's Investigation, so some more draw support.
Another ATM. Wow.
Oh, it looks like he's going for Looker's Investigation. I think again, I see a strategy. It's just get support now.
Yeah. That is a completely fair strategy.
Well, that's a solid pickup too. That card's pretty decent as well. Being able to get some hand knowledge at the same time. Yeah, essentially reads look at your opponent's hand and then you choose either you or your opponent, shuffle their hand, draw 5. So it's not the best supporter ever, but it's pretty good for what it does.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a full hand and if your hand is fine, but your opponent's starting to draw way too many cards, you shuffle theirs away.
Right.
But
And
your you're running low on cards, you do the same for you, and you still get to peek at your opponent's hand and figure out what they do.
Exactly. And you're looking for supporters right now anyway, so it's a good solid grab.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, it's no Cynthia or Professor Oak's new theory, but
Right, right. But think of it, he got one of the Cynthias already, so he's starting to flesh out some of his support. He does have that one copy of Welder. That might help him.
if he decides to play Fires for whatever reason,
Fire, dark fighting. I don't know.
just run Fire Energy because you have Welder. Why not?
Right. Ooh, capture energy's solid in this pack. So is Pal Pad, Spirit Tomb.
All three of those cards are great.
Oh man, yeah.
That Flex is also here now, but don't think he wants that because he doesn't have any other fire types.
No, looks like he's going for the Poochie in it. I mean, yeah, I guess he's trying to basically give himself more options. Oh, capture. That's honestly gonna be my pick was capture, but there's a lot of solid cards in this pack.
The real question, I think, is will Palpad wheel because people want their Pokemon?
I mean, there's definitely a world where it does. So there's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that'd be great.
Yeah, because somebody will probably take a Flaffy. Somebody might take the Electrode. Somebody will take the Spiritomb.
I'd hope, yeah. Good card.
It won't wheel, I don't think. Because then that somebody might take Cryogonal, but after that, somebody's going to take the Palpad.
Looks like he's got access to Honchkrow level X and or
Mightyena EX.
Yeah, which is actually not roll as an EX in this cube. So
Yeah.
so definitely something good here to look at. I think going for the Mightyena EX, which is basically like a repel. That's the Poke Power.
Mightyena EX is a strong card.
Especially, oh my gosh, with all his darkness energies too, he can buff that attack up even further.
And he can use it from the bench too, which is really strong. It doesn't need to be active.
Yeah, Mightyena EX with the Driving Howl, Poke Power. Once during your turn, you may choose one of your opponent's defending Pokemon, so basically they're active, and then force them to switch. Which is great because then you can just force them to uncomfortably switch out their Pokemon. But it looks like a Lucario came to him too, which we were kind of expecting to wheel. So
yeah,
solid. It's going pretty well. Looks like the SP rate radar came back too. That's interesting.
Yeah, somebody did take both the SPs though. So he took the Staraptor. Somebody took the Garchomp.
All right, most of the cards I would expect someone to take too. So
yeah, somebody's probably gonna take the SP radar after the wheel.
Someone's gonna be probably very happy that came back.
Probably the Garchomp player is gonna take the SP radar.
Yeah. He's got 2 Lucarios, 2 Lucario level X, no Riolu. So hopefully you might see some soon. Like we have a Honchkrow and a Lucky Helmet. The Chandelure came back, so that's interesting. Maybe not a lot of people on that deck, maybe? In this pod, at least?
Yeah. There's something that I was hoping to wheel but didn't in this pack.
Looks like he's going for the Porygon, so he's leaving himself open up to maybe a Porygon 2.
Huh.
Which, I mean, if he gets backup or down low, those are both solid cards.
We haven't seen either of those yet. We've seen the other Porygon 2s, but...
Yeah. But I guess you assume, like, hey, Porygon will probably end up in my deck if I get these draw cards. So,
yeah.
Solid grab.
And not really the others.
Yep, Stunk Tank G, that's a good pickup.
Skuntank G. Interesting choice. Oh, for Mightyena Synergy, that's right.
Yeah, so he's definitely he's got a few different lines he could go into.
Yeah. Right, because Mightyena, if it's affected by special condition, its attacks don't require any energy. He doesn't have any of the Cold Feet one yet, but taking the Skuntank G would be important if he does decide to actually take any.
Yeah, I definitely would also. I mean, it definitely goes a long way.
Yeah.
So I mean, to get the free poison if you have a stadium in play is really solid, especially if you had like something like Curse Stone. That's just double damage.
Did he end up taking the Stark Mountain?
He did. He did take the Stark Mountain. It wielded. Came right back. And you see he's taking
Shuppet.
Shuppet.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he did take a Banette.
Right. So this is a solid pickup again. Looks like a lot of the Lampent and the Lightweight are staying around. So I mean, people probably aren't on Chandelier right now, which is kind of interesting because they actually I think won the when they drafted his cube in Cube League last time.
Huh, that's right.
So well, everyone's got different. And of course, cubes changes and people have different perspectives when they get to the table. So perhaps in this pod, people aren't really interested in that line, which is fair.
Yeah.
I just hope no one planned on seeing any Weaviles.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason people aren't got in Chandelier is probably because half of them are weak to dark,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
people are probably just scared of dark types right now.
Yeah, which is interesting. Okay, you got the Puchiana, so that's a good grab for him. There's that Gothic Fear Haunter that we were talking about earlier.
People are probably valuing Kingdra and Dark really highly right now. So to draft Chandelier would probably be
But are they
something that's very.
valuing Dark, though? Because we've seen Dark Patch and all the Dark support kind of wheel through.
People are probably not drafting Dark because they anticipated it to be highly valued.
Ah, so they're thinking they're going to get ahead of it.
Exactly.
Oh, so back-to-back Puchiana, that's really good. That's basically keeping him really open in this Mighty Ana line, if it happens. So he's got he's got a few different lines he can go into. Obviously, he's probably going to play Weavile in any deck. He's got Lucario with the 2-level X's. He just needs Riolos. And then he's got a Mighty Ana line starting. So pretty solid what's going for him here. Not to mention the Honchkrows.
Yeah. We got another Murkrow. That's good. Of course, he only has one Honchkrow right now, but another
Interesting
one.
to see the Seadra still in this pack.
Yeah. Trying to think of what everyone else would be playing in this draft. So we almost definitely have a Victory Bell and Ampharos player.
Yeah, we
My
haven't
guess.
really seen a lot of the Ampharos, the grass stuff come through, so that probably is getting taken pretty quickly.
My guess is we also have an Ampharos player.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen that much of Ampharos come through. I wonder if someone's playing SPs.
Oh, someone's definitely playing SPs.
I feel like people aren't on Gengar because all those pieces keep coming through.
Um,
Magmortar pieces, baby. I mean, we've seen Fire, but he has the Welder though, so it's really hard for someone to get really invested in that line without all the
Someone's probably
pieces.
not playing Magmortar because the heat trends have been passed.
Yeah, that's true. So Firebox might not be a big play in this draft. But eventually,
Uh,
people do get more desperate as it comes through. So,
yeah.
but I mean, that'd be an unfortunate line to gravitate towards in the later end,
Mm-hmm.
unless you already have the pieces, of course.
Somebody could be on Electivire.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But I have
Oh
no idea what they'd
wow,
be doing.
what an interesting
Oh.
pack here. Delcatty, teammates, Bridget, Marnie.
Huh.
Wow, that's
Marnie. Marnie's definitely the pick, though.
yeah. I mean that hand disruption and support is really strong. Anyway,
If
so
he didn't have such a proactive deck, I'd say maybe teammates.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of good picks in this pack. So I definitely could see Marnie. I mean, he plays again. He's getting consistency, but I mean, it's definitely a lot of tough choices. Not as tough
Yeah.
as we've seen before, but definitely,
Yeah. Yeah. If his deck wasn't so fast, I'd say teammates. But
yeah,
given the fact that by turn 3, the goal is be hammering with dark and fighting types for heavy damage.
yeah. I mean, it also would be nice if the Puchiana comes back to him, which there's a good shot that it does. So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, there's a Victory Bell in the pack. There's Charizard G in the pack. There's great support in the pack. There's a
oh my god,
Delcatty in the pack.
Acerola is
It's
in the
gonna be
pack.
Acerola is also in the pack, and Bridges in the pack too.
This is a nuts
Uh,
pack,
oh yeah, no, Puchiana's gonna wheel.
and I
You
would
have
really be curious if it didn't.
3 great supporters in the pack, and Acerola, Battle Porter, Bridges. Oh, 4, sorry, also teammates.
Yeah,
Just by those alone, along with the fact that Victory Bell's in the pack with the Victory Bell player who's probably in the pod. It's gonna wheel. It might wheel twice.
right. see. AZ Iris is good.
And his Iris is amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So a lot of like solid picks. He's going for the AZ, which again it works really well if you're trying to. I don't know, like are you trying to use stance with AZ? But I mean, it's still a great card because it just takes off something on the board.
I'm not sure if I agree with the AZ pick though.
You think you would take Iris?
I might take Iris or even Ditto.
Yeah, I mean, I could see lines for both. He might have an idea with AZ that maybe it's gonna help him like pivot out of the active and like combo maybe something else he wants to grab.
So he doesn't have enough Rainbow yet for the Ditto.
Although what he
So
could do is if he's playing maybe a Mighty Anna deck and he's hitting it with that, he could just like pick up the Mighty Anna, drop it again.
that's fair.
But yeah, I'm really interested
Huh.
to see another Dark Patch.
If he had more Rainbow, I'd say play the AZ and play the Ditto.
Looks like he's picking up a Holland Mentor here. That's a nice grab.
Yeah.
And Holland Mentor just being able to pick out 3 basic Pokemon with 100 HP or less, so works really well, obviously, in any deck in Cube because generally your basics are under that threshold.
Definitely.
And he might be able to
You
pick
wanna
himself a Dark Patch too if that wheels.
You know what I realized somebody's on? AMU. Somebody's playing AMU.
You think someone's on that?
The Uxie level X's didn't wheel.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Uxie Level X is a great card no matter what, so it might also. But I could definitely see someone being AMU. I mean, that I would love to see that on stream. That'd be a fun. That'd be a really cool deck.
Yep.
All right, so
That means
yeah,
that Uxie that was in that pack will not wheel.
looks like he's going for the Premier Ball. So I feel like he's definitely thinking about Lucario Level X is going to be his main line he's going for
Yeah,
here if he's grabbing that.
definitely.
Premier Ball, I mean, solid card. Be able to search out the Level X is very, very good.
Mm. Roll's great. Can't really say anything else in this pack that you would want over that.
Yeah.
Uh,
At least with how his draft's gone so far. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe, I mean, and this, besides the consistency, I don't see anything else in here that's going to be particularly impactful for him.
yeah. If that was the other old Murkrow, I'd say take that, but it's not the
Yeah.
mean one. So
I guess he could Aqua Patch onto his Weavile.
if he ran water energy.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help him that much.
He needs to run the other Neo Murkrow in this cube.
What does that one do?
For one dark, the defending Pokemon can't retreat.
Uh,
This effect stays in play until either Pokemon evolves or retreat. For one dark and one colorless, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon.
oh, so that would be solid.
Yep.
It looks like more consistency. Oh, Porygon 2's in this pack. That'd be an interesting grab.
Cynthia's feelings as well, but yeah, you got to take the Porygon too.
Well, this is a
That
great why he took the Porygon earlier. So now he can. This is a really easy grab for him to do.
that was a really really smart pick and great forward thinking.
Yeah, I mean Porygon download's a great power. Just be able to play an extra supporter.
Yeah, it single-handedly wins games. Just being able to play twice the amount of supporters every turn.
His draft's turning out to be a real powerhouse.
Even if he can only play a 1/1 Porygon 2 line, the sheer
Yeah.
value of being able to use your download turn after turn to get value off of Porygon 2 is amazing.
Yeah, I would like to take a brief second and see what the other drafts are up to. So here we're looking at Zach Crickler, who is the seed number 2. Looks like he's got a lot of different stuff going on here. I see Uxie, I see Blaziken, Level X, FB, Magmortar. He's got a lot of different Pokemon here he's going for.
So yeah, looks like he's probably on a Magmortar Electivire line, or trying to go for it. With he did get the Legends Awaken Uxie, so that's probably why he took the Uxie level X.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Um,
that's a great pickup then.
yeah. Um, he has an Electabuzz, he has Magmar, and a
Ooh.
Magmortar level.
I wonder if he's
I
playing
can't
the
see.
combo of those two. That'd be really
That's
interesting.
probably what he's going for. Um, I don't see any Golducks, so I'm a bit disappointed.
Were
But
you expecting him to have Golduck?
I was hoping for him to have Golduck.
I mean, if there's someone to break Golduck, it'd be Zach, right?
Um, but I can understand for space reasons why it wouldn't play all three.
I got excited because I saw Weavile and I saw Cecil and a Dark Claw.
Uh,
If we're in a different pod.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you might be
but
right looking at what he's got. And he's got the welder too, so definitely a lot of fire support going on here.
yeah,
And then
looks like a solid.
let's hop over to what Mike Gibbs is drafting. He's your third seed, of course. He also has a lot. I see a lot of Lucario stuff going on here.
Oh, looks like he's drafting the same deck as Sleight.
Oh, the Weavile Lucario.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
He
it's
has
such a.
Honchkrow, he has Weavile, he has Lucario.
I mean it's just such a strong. Weavile is such a good card in this cube just because of its like dual typing. It just has so much flexibility.
Also of note, though, is that he actually has Expert Belt, so he gets that
Oh,
plus Pokemon Tool and Professor Kukui. So
but he
he
has a
already
lot of
has,
damage mods.
yeah,
Yeah, but that Dark Engage Weavile I think is going to be a huge card. But
and Reverse Valley. So he has the damage mods as well.
oh, so you said he had expert belt too. That's a great pickup for him.
So I think him and Slate were already talking beforehand, saying, "Yeah, this is the deck we want to draft. This is what we're going and doing."
Yeah, and what we see
And
too is players also have like they talk to each other, they start to figure okay what's what's going to be the good pick for this when you're thinking about drafting and I think a lot of them agree that Dark has a lot of potential, especially with Weavile and you can just pair it with other typing. So yeah, I think you're right.
dark fighting, I think is what these guys are talking about.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play that deck, and we're gonna win. Dark fighting with damage mods.
So let's check back in with Slight's draft and let's see how that's going for him. Looks like they are on the fifth round of packs. So they have one more round of packs after this.
Oh, he's taking a Honchkrow over the Poochyena or Battle Reporter. Interesting.
Maybe he thinks the Pochiana will come back, and the Honchkrow is just worth grabbing. So he has more options in the line.
I don't think it'll come back.
You don't think the Pochiana will come back?
There's a Livic and a Lampent in the pack.
That's true. That would be someone might also just be thinking about those lines.
Somebody would have to take Poochyena over. Somebody would have to take Lampent over Poochyena.
Yeah, I mean the Pochiana has a free attack, so it's way more appealing.
And with a Livic in the same pack as the Lampent, the odds are low.
I guess he also hasn't seen the Mighty End. He's probably looking for. Oh, hey, the Ditto came back. That's nice.
He's taking the Ditto.
I mean, that's really good in his deck because I mean, like same story. He just has Dark Synergies, and then in the mirror that would be insane.
Yeah. And sending it up against any colorless attacker.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a
Like
good card to come back to you.
Gigas level X with
Oh,
evolving
I want to see it
like
so bad
evolving
now.
from a regular Gigas.
Now that you
Like
just
with
manifested that into reality, I want to see it happen. I want to see
their
Regigigas level X and then Ditto. Yeah.
So it has to evolve from um, either of the colors attacking Regigigas. But
Oh yeah.
stack enough damage mods on that Ditto.
So I hate to
And
say it, but I don't think anybody's on a Golduck.
not in this pod. That's very disappointing.
No, that Ditto was
Golduck is such a great Pokemon.
a Dark Patch. Yep, that's a solid card to come back to you. The Uxie's still around. Also seeing a lot of fire guys still in this pack too. So yeah, I don't think anyone's on fire, or they're at least letting
Mm.
it come back. I mean, I guess like if you're Connor, man, you must be feeling really good about what's going on right now because no one's really taking the dark stuff. He's very uncontested, um, and he already has a lot of the pieces he needs. So it looks like he picked up another Lucario while we were gone.
Oh, that's good.
So he's got a 3-2. I don't. He's got one Riolu.
That's not good though.
He's working his way to 2. I think we'll maybe see a second Riolu. But he doesn't really have
We
that
need
much.
2 more reels in this last pack
Yeah.
because we're on pack 5 right now. So next pack is the last pack.
Oh, you're right. So he's gonna have opportunities to get Riolus, but yeah, I'm curious what his attackers are now. He's got 2 Hansgrows. He's got 1 Mightyena, maybe 2. I don't know.
At least he's getting more crows.
I think he's just hoping he finds Lucario's or Riolus, I should say. If he finds Riolus, I think he's fine.
Yeah. There should be a good amount in the last pack unless somebody's severely trying to cut him off with that.
Which would be insane because like out of all the other cards we've seen,
Yeah.
pack would have to be pretty suboptimal for it to.
I wouldn't, I wouldn't be too surprised if somebody drafted Strong Energy pack 1, pick 1, and was just hoping to get the Riolus.
Yeah. The deck is just all Riolu. So we'll have to see. I know I had situations though where like all of my line toppers were in like the last pack, so it can happen.
I've had that happen too.
But
That's how I got top 8 once.
oh really?
Yeah. I was drafting toward Terra on a cube, and I got 3 out of 4 of my line toppers were in the last pack.
I remember drafting Cube League this past month, and I was drafting Kingdra, and then like the 2 Kingdras I was trying to find were not until the last pack, and I was getting really nervous.
Yeah, fair.
But you know, sometimes it's like that. I do think you know if no one's on Lucario, he should have pretty easy access to them if they're not drafted yet.
Mm.
So he just needs to find maybe like 2 more Riolus. Probably ideally maybe have like a 4 Riolus, but I think if you're Connor, at least if you get 2 more, you're fine.
I don't think he'll get all 4,
No,
but I think he will be able to get 2 more Lucario and Riolus.
looks like I've seen a lot of Seadras come through too, but I haven't seen any Kingdras, so I'm really curious why that would be. Maybe they're thinking it's rare candy, or
I think somebody's on Kingdra.
yeah, I'm just curious why the Seadras. That is, people are interested in Seadras.
Somebody next to Sleight, most likely.
Yeah. We have seen a lot of Litwick though. Consistent stream of Litwicks.
Just like how Slate's had a lot of his dark stuff come to him last pick.
And he's like, you're not getting a Seadra.
Exactly. A lot of players are just letting their stuff come to them late pick.
And I think that's some of the risk you take too. But like, I think the odds if you getting like a good card, like when you took Muscle or Bodybuilding Dumbbells, like that's a great card in his deck. And if you would have passed that up, and the way he took it, he got basically the card he needed, but also like the line he needed too at the same time by taking some risks.
Yep.
Really good play.
Archetypal support is much easier to get late pick than it is. See, Lampens. The dark support did not wheel.
That was the dark support in this pack.
Either this one or next one.
I think this yeah. It was like one with like a Legwick or something, or a Lampent.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it was this pack. That's right.
He got back-to-back Lampent. I'm sure that's what he wanted to see.
Yeah. No, it was this pack. There was some sort of dark sport. It might have been a Puchian or something, but
I see.
was going out with wheel because he was gonna end up with a Lampent.
Now he's got 2.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it gets at the end of the pack. You just take whatever card you get. Sometimes it's Dark Patch, sometimes it's Lampent.
Yep. You can reasonably predict what's going to be coming at the end of a pack if it's something like a Lampent and nobody's on Chandler.
Yeah. So now we're at the last
Just
pack
stay-
of the draft. So this is the make it or break it time. Ooh,
Oh, right on.
a lot of different stuff going on here. You got Bidon, you got Sycamore, you got Rosa,
Item.
Item Finder. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Does he want the
like,
Sycamore Finder?
I don't know.
That's a tough one. This is the time. I think, yeah, Item Finder. He has 4 Dark Patch. Why would you not?
Yeah. Item Finder, solid grab.
Just the sheer amount of energy acceleration you get with Item Finder plus 4 Dark Patch is incredible. Discard some Dark Energy and Dark Patch into your hand.
The Cleffa in the pack, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. 2 Gengar. Ouch.
Wow.
Hmm.
Looks like he's going for the Honchkrow G. I guess he needs attackers.
That's fair. Honchkrow G doubles as an attacker and a setup on too.
Yeah. With the Honcho's command.
Yeah. It's a decent setup mon. He needs more setup Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna help him out a lot.
It's really good too because he gets him a setup and a stadium card, which he doesn't really have much stadium search.
That's true. Man, I wonder like what his deck is gonna end up being.
Yeah.
Because he got the Weavile, but I'm not seeing a lot of evolving Pokemon. Besides maybe Honchkrow.
Lucario.
Yeah, but I think he only has one Riolu.
He does only have one Riolu currently.
I mean, like better than nothing, I suppose. But I don't think we've seen all the Riolus come through yet. So I'm really interested to see if any are in these packs.
Yeah.
None in here. There's Crystal. That's neat. Bridget. I don't know.
Sensation Crystal is really nice, but
It might not work in his deck though, because of the he wants to use Weavile.
that's fair.
Bridget's a good pickup though. But no, Sedation Crystal is a strong card, and especially one that like if you can utilize it, it's definitely worth doing.
Mm-hmm. And thankfully, none of the decks he cares about changing to dark against are the decks that would run Sensation Crystal.
Right. So yep. So as long as Pokemon's attached to Pokemon they active, each player's Pokemon can't use Pokeprize Pokebody. So it's like a better Garbotoxin in a way.
Yeah.
But he's gonna take the Bridget. I mean, Bridget's a solid pick.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's gonna feel really upset. I would have to feel bad if he didn't get any Riolus though. But yeah, I mean it's double-edged sword, right? I would be surprised though if none came through. That would be very surprising.
What decks would you see Cessation Crystal in this cube?
I don't know. That'd be a lot of these ones when you use Poke Powers.
Yeah, this.
Wow, nothing in this one. The Honchkrow Level X is nice though. So
Yeah.
it looks like he might be playing a Honchkrow deck at this point.
Unfortunately, I was really looking forward to that Lucario.
But I mean, on the plus side, Honchkrow does resist fighting.
Yeah.
So all is not lost.
Unless there's like Riol in the next 2 packs.
Which I mean, there could be. But Honchkrow Level X is solid grab.
Hmm.
Oh, there's a real.
Oh, there's a Riol.
See if he takes it.
He better.
Yeah, all right, he's going for the Riolu. Yeah.
That's the right choice. The Mightyena is mighty tempting.
I would be
but
I'd be on the edge of my seat if he just was like, I'm gonna let it wheel. which he could do, but oh my god, yeah, you're just risking it.
Yeah, it, it's he's made the gamble once before and it paid off, but he
I mean, at
can't
this
do
point,
that.
what more do you need? Like, you have all of the support for Lucario. You should just take the Riolu.
Yeah,
Oh, that Mightyena is interesting though with the cold feet.
I agree. And he has the Skuntank, but I don't think he has more than one stadium.
Yeah,
And that's the main problem.
I
So
mean,
he only has one to activate the Skuntank, and Skuntank's the only way he can activate Cold Feet right now.
right? Doesn't have any. He doesn't have many other ways to trigger a special condition. We haven't seen any of the Arios come through. Someone's definitely on that.
Yeah,
I mean, Ario's a strong card, so not surprised.
haven't seen any Verbanks either.
Yeah,
So definitely on a special condition deck at least.
yeah. I guess it's good he picked up that Pokemon Center lady. That's gonna be probably a big deal if you guys look at those kind of decks.
So he definitely has the tools to deal with some of the decks that have been showing up as well.
Yeah, I mean his deck is looking really solid. He just needs more Riolu. That's like
Yep,
the main card. If you can just see another Riolu, I think, man, you're in a great spot. But really down to the wire here. Not too many packs left before it's we've seen all of the packs.
I agree.
So yeah, leave it to Sleight for leaving us on the edge of our seat for this one.
Uh, this is the longest pick.
Yeah, I wonder if someone had like a tough decision or something.
Probably. Definitely
Maybe.
wasn't Slight. Just take that
No,
Riolu and go.
I'm a simple man. I see Riolu, I take Riolu.
Yeah.
And there's another Riolu in this pack. Wow.
It's
There's
two
two.
Riolus
There's
in this
two
pack.
Riolus. Oh man. Oh, do you let one wheel or do you just take one now?
Take one now. What else are you gonna take?
Or maybe Cleffa, surprise time machine.
Not no, just take the Riolu.
Yeah, I mean at this point, your deck's so solid. Like you might just take one now and then the other one could wheel.
Yeah.
So
And you want both Riolus.
yeah, I mean having four Riolu, that would just complete this draft, so
4-3-2 line.
yeah. He might be evaluating that right now and thinking about but yeah, I guess the only other card you can take is Cleffa, right? That's not like a better card. But you already have setup mons, so
Yeah. So we should be good.
that's where he takes the Bellsprout.
Sweet. And Erica's Bellsprout.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
Lost Erica's Oddish before.
What does that do?
10 damage.
I didn't see which card he took, but I'm gonna imagine he took the Riolu.
Oh wait, no, it was Erica's Bellsprout. I think that defeated me. Let me check.
Up, Giant Stump. Okay, so he's got more stadiums coming here. I don't know if that'll end up in his deck, but I mean it's a solid card.
Yeah, it was Erica's Bellsprout, but it was the other Erica's Bellsprout.
Oh, not the one we saw.
Yeah, it was Stretch Vine. Choose
I
one
mean,
of your opponent's bench opponent's attack does 10 damage to it.
looks like he's taking Giant Stump, so essentially just limiting both benches to 3. I don't
Good
know how.
choice. Good.
Yeah, I don't think any other card in this pack is really worth it for him. But man, yeah, I mean, I hope he took the Riolu. I didn't actually see which card he took. But I would imagine it's probably the Riolu. Alright, so I think we've seen this pack before. Wow. Time Distortion and
Wow.
Cold Energy Wheel. That's insane.
Yeah.
And oof.
Gotta take the Team Galactic's wager though. Nothing better than playing Rock Paper Scissors in Q.
Well, this brings up an interesting question. Like, how much recovery does he have? I don't think we've seen him drop that much
Oh,
recovery.
yeah, he hasn't dropped recovery. I don't
So
think.
this will be the first
Unless you
recovery.
count Dark Match.
Yeah, but like for Pokemon, this will be the first recovery we've seen. I think.
Which is weird. Usually just a good amount of recovery.
I mean, he did pass up. We haven't really seen a lot come through besides the one team. Maybe he had to pass up for other things.
Yeah, except for the very, very first pack
Yeah,
where it had
Kabutops. He took Kabutops.
Rescuer
Yeah.
and Buddy Rescue. And then Hole on Farmer.
Which I wonder if that was like a play to make fighting, just like take any of the fighting stuff immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, time space distortion. I mean, that's a good card you'd want to see now. So some is better than
Definitely.
none. But yeah, I'm surprised to see that. I guess like maybe there's more important pieces than Call Energy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kudup's still in the pack. I'm definitely not surprised about that.
Just taking a shot at. Is he really interested in actually playing the net?
Well, I mean, I guess you leave it as an option. Maybe he figures it's a good counter for Lucario.
Hmm.
But
That's
I don't know.
possible.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with. Maybe a 1/1 Banette line gets you there or something.
I'm surprised Time Space Distortion wheeled though. That's not really a card you
I wonder if
see wheel.
I can't remember what was in that pack, but maybe it was just like something where people wanted the other pieces. Also, if we haven't really seen recovery come through, maybe other people just have enough of it.
That's
Which
possible.
I don't know, man. It could have been a mixture of the two. Tough choices. People already have
Yeah.
recovery. Anyway, he got himself at least something. So,
Yeah.
although I saw Call Energy was in that pack too, so I'm definitely curious.
Hmm.
He's going for the Leona. Oh, there's the Mesprit level. I guess either you think the AMU pieces are wheeling or no one's on it.
He's sticking with Winona. Winona.
Winona, yep. I guess it's just a supporter. I don't know if anything else in this pack really helps you.
Could always hate draft the AMU piece.
Yeah, be that guy. But you don't know. Maybe you could search out the 1/1 Porygon line.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. It's probably what Winona is for.
Yeah, so
Online.
at least it has some synergy with his deck. Definitely more than Morty or like Dark Kadabra.
Yeah. Or Voltorb.
Yeah, poor Voltorb. He'll find he'll get into someone's pick eventually.
Yeah. Popping that Trode is always fun. Felicity's drawing. That's a good wheel.
Wow, that's really nice to pick up. That's more draw support for him.
It's a great wheel.
I mean, it's also just good for like just deck thinning in general. Oh wow, the Colify came back.
I am not surprised. People
Yeah,
don't probably have Lucianis to play it.
that's true. He has been taking some Puchianas, so
Looking at his card count, looks like he made out with a good amount of supporters and everything. 15 current supporter count that he has that he wants.
there's the other. Does he? Did he? So does this make this his fourth Riolu?
Fourth Riolu.
Wow. So he ended up getting like a pretty full line here. Oh my gosh, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking some risk and it paid off. He just got a really solid draft pool here.
Yeah. Has a 4-3-2 Lucario line, a 3-2 Weavile line. I don't know what his full Mediana line is, but it's pretty good. I see
Yeah,
the draft turned out pretty well for him.
I would say so too. And I just want to throw this one back on the screen. Like this Weavile is going to be insane in his deck with a Dark Engage to turn his active Pokemon to a Dark type, and then basically be able to accelerate Darkness Energy with Shadow Charge. So he's kind of a really easy way of accelerating energy to whatever attacker he's trying to set up. And then of course he gets extra damage from the darkest energy. So I think he got exactly the pieces he was looking for. Not in the order he was looking for them, of course, but it ended
Yeah.
up working out for him.
Also, I just want to point out, I don't know how many Benets he has, but that was his third Shepherd that he picked up this pack.
Yeah, they were just coming. They were just giving him out.
Yeah.
He was just, I'll take Shuppet, I guess each time. I mean, it's fine. You know, he does have a few Bennets, so I guess it works.
But that will conclude the draft.
Wow. I mean, this was a real fun one to watch, I would say.
Yeah, no, it was quite the spectacle.
Man, that pack 3 was just a wild roller coaster of emotions. I'm sure for him too, having to make these decisions on the fly.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
any like final thoughts before we move on to some games?
I can't wait to see these games played out. I look forward to see what this deck turns into. Um, looks like Sleight has a good Murkrow line too, and his two Haunch Crows and a level X. So I'm excited to see what he builds. It's an absolutely insane trainer line.
Yeah, he's stacked. He's got a lot of good things going on here.
Hopefully he builds Golduck, but other than that, I think I'm good.
So we're gonna let these players build out their decks. We'll be back shortly with some for our round one action. So stick around. We'll be right back.